Today I want to talk about protein. Do you need protein treatments? How often should you do protein treatments? Does high porosity hair have protein? And why does low porosity hair need to be really careful whenever they are using protein? In this video, I'm going to answer every last one of those questions because you do not need to do a protein treatment every month, every other week, every 3 months. Protein is something that you only do when a certain thing happens. So if you want to figure out what that certain thing is, keep on watching. Sugarfoot. Before we get started, make sure you go ahead and subscribe here to my channel, and once you subscribe, be sure to click on that bell notification so you're notified every single time I post another video. I know I don't have on earrings, but I got a nose ring. Don't make me do everything all in one day. Number one, the first thing that confuses most people is the simple fact that we think that hair, dependent on the porosity, is just lacking protein, where in reality your hair is protein. Your hair is 90% protein, okay? Your hair is constructed of keratin, and keratin is a protein structure that is less prone to breakage, tearing, and snapping, and things of that nature. And keratin is what your hair, skin, and nails is constructed of. So the idea that certain levels of porosities or certain curl patterns don't have protein is just kind of crazy, because your hair is protein. Now, whenever we're talking about high porosity hair and low porosity hair and medium porosity hair being able to handle protein, we are simply talking about the cuticle. Remember that the hair is made of keratin, and the hair shaft has 3 layers: the cuticle, the cortex, and the medulla. Now, the cuticle is the first layer of the hair shaft, constructed of dead keratin cells, and these keratin cells are either shut tightly, and that will be low porosity hair. They're loose, so it allows moisture in and out, which would be medium, or they're wide open, allowing moisture in and out, which would be high porosity hair. The reason that low porosity hair should never use protein is because protein has one solid purpose. Protein helps you to rebuild different amino acids and different structures within the hair shaft to strengthen and tighten the cuticle. Okay, so if you're a person who's had any type of chemical damage or anything like that, or if it's heat damage or anything that stresses the cuticle, what it does is it forces the cuticle to open in an unhealthy way. Not that high porosity hair is unhealthy hair. I have high porosity hair, but it forces the cuticle to open in an uncontrolled fashion. You are doing a protein treatment. The only time you need to do protein treatments is if you have a protein deficiency. Seeing that your hair is constructed of 90% protein, you adding a protein treatment of any way, shape, or form to your hair is only going to cause your cuticle or follicle to snap. And this is what we call protein overload. It is easy for you to give yourself protein overload because your hair is protein. When you are giving yourself a keratin treatment, you are not putting a foreign body within the hair. Your hair is keratin. So when you get a keratin treatment, you are getting different botanicals or different product formulations implanted within the hair's cortex to strengthen the natural keratin, to strengthen your hair. So a keratin treatment is another way of saying hair treatment. Keratin is not a foreign body, my love. Your hair is keratin. The do's and the don'ts of protein. Protein treatments should only be used if your hair has some type of protein deficiency. Other than that, you're only going to cause harm. That is why a lot of people that follow fads putting aloe vera gel in their hair, you may notice that if you put aloe vera gel in your hair, it gets hard as a rock. But then on the flip side, you have certain people that love aloe vera gel, that swears by it. It's not because it's masterful for your hair. It's because 9 times out of 10, the regular practices that you do on a day-to-day basis give your hair it's causing your hair to lose its elasticity and things of that nature. So the protein base that aloe is repairs the damage that you're causing on a day-to-day basis. It is a fact. I am repairing the damage of long-term usage of aloe vera gel on a daily basis, so I'm only telling you what I know. Proteins are complex molecules that live in the body, and if you implant these molecules, protein, through protein treatments, when the body does not use it, you harm the body way more than you help it. The only time you should really be using protein treatments on a regular basis is if you are somebody with chemically treated hair or with heat damaged hair, or if you're a person who is always like in the sun, maybe if you're a person who works in construction and you're always outside, or if you're a person who goes swimming all the time, then a protein treatment is something that you would add into a regular regimen. But when I say regular regimen, I am not speaking of every day. I mean like every 3 months, every 6 months. Protein is not something that you do on a repetitive basis because your hair is protein. And if you are constantly giving yourself protein treatments, you will damage the inner hair shaft. You will. And I know that a lot of you in my last aloe vera video, people are like, oh my god, I don't know what you're talking about, whatever, because I've been using aloe vera for the last 3 years. Well, I will have you know that sometimes it can take anywhere from 4 to 25 years for different problems and issues to show up within the hair shaft and the hair follicle. So all of these products are working really good for you now. You need to understand the complexity of the different herbs and botanicals that you are using, because if you can understand how complex these herbs and botanicals are, you would also understand that they do not just stop working because you put a little bit of water in your hair, okay? Once you put any type of natural herb like aloe or anything like that, even your precious rice water, it never stops working. So if you do not know how to properly neutralize a real life herb, then you need not play with it, because these herbs and botanicals are alive and they don't just stop doing a little piece of the job just because you decided that it's done, okay? So I really need you guys to do your research, and I really recommend that you join my free group. In my free group, we have a 7-day challenge. In this 7-day challenge, I am going to teach you how to start a brand new foundation. I will get your skin cell turnover cycle together. We will figure out what your sebum levels are and so many other things. So go ahead, click the link in the description box below, join the group right now, and then once you join the group, you can see some of the interactions from our last 7-day challenge. So like I said, go ahead and join. I'm giving everybody about 7 days to join, and then we're gonna get everything started. I'm so excited, and I really hope that this answered all of your questions. Please know and understand that everyone does not need a protein treatment. Your hair is protein.